guys, welcome to LBRY Review, and this is going to be my spoiler review for episode 5 of season 2 of The Mandalorian. After the stressful and mentally and emotionally draining week that I have had, it was so nice to come home on a Friday night and see this waiting for me, and wow, what a pick me up. Before we begin, don't forget to like and comment down below, subscribe and ring the bell to be notified whenever I do videos. I do them every single week, so make sure you keep a lookout for those. You know the drill, spoilers. Of course I'm talking spoilers, I'm going through the episode. Check out the episode first before you check out my video. Spoilers, guys. Chapter 13, The Jedi. Oh, this is just what I needed. I mean, we knew we were kind of coming up to this point anyway, because it's been hinted at through the previous season with rumours going around as well. And they just completely delivered on what I wanted out of that. And with Dave Filoni directing, of course he was directing, it was blatantly obvious he was directing this one. Ahsoka Tano, let's just get into it. She's here, it's happened. Rosario Dawson is definitely Ahsoka Tano. It's 100% confirmed it's her. And they kicked in the intro with her, and it was just the perfect way to kick into it. Because of the title called The Jedi, it's obvious what we're talking about, so let's not screw around and wait for halfway through the episode. Let's kick in with her straight away on the planet Corvus, taking down all these guys in the mist, which I really loved. It's like with their lightsabers igniting and unigniting, like through the mist and the darkness, and just taking out all these guys. Having a standoff with this woman, I can't remember her bloody name, but basically having a standoff to try and free everybody and whatnot and find out some information about something which we'll get into. And then the title just comes up, The Jedi. Oh, what an intro. Chef's kiss. So Mando arrives and he goes into the town to kind of get some more information about the Jedi. He speaks with that woman, the magistrate, that's it, I remember it now, the magistrate. He speaks with her, basically she's saying, right, well, if you are a bounty hunter, if you're a Mandalorian or whatever, you can go and kill her for me and you'll get this, which is a Beskar steel like kind of thing, spear, that's the word, bloody hell. So yeah, you'll get that in return, which is showing because obviously Beskar is the only like metal that can withstand lightsaber hits and whatnot. And you know, he's very careful with the way he speaks to her. You know, I mean, he's not ever confirming he's going to go out and kill her and do this and that. He's very careful about the way he says things. And then he's pointing in the right direction and off he goes to find Ahsoka Tano, which we know obviously he's not going to kill her. He's just using this in a way to get to her so she can talk to her and do what he needs to do. So he finds Ahsoka, they get into a little bit of a fight, which is really cool. Shows the Beskar armor not reacting to the lightsaber, which is really good. I liked them having this kind of quick fight together. And then he calls out her name and it says, Bo-Katan sent me, blah blah blah. And then they go into the baby Yoda and sitting down and explaining things and all this kind of stuff. And I love this whole thing. We get a little bit more of a backstory for Baby Yoda, and he's not called Baby Yoda anymore. He's got an official name because he's speaking kind of to Ahsoka through the Force and that, so she can understand him better than Mando can. And his name is Grogu, and it's growing on me. First I was like, okay. And then I've listened to it a bit more, and I thought, no, that's quite a nice name. It's still quite cute and everything. It works. We also get a little bit more backstory with Grogu as well, as far as like his history, because we know he's about 50 years old, and he was in the Jedi Temple. He was passed from trainer to trainer, from Jedi to Jedi, never really settling with one. Then when the Purge happened, he kind of got terrified because of all the Jedi being slaughtered, so he kind of shut himself off from the Force, kind of what Luke did in The Last Jedi. Just completely shut himself off so no one can find him, hiding away his powers. And this is basically what's happened. This is why he was, the way he is. And again, I know a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to find out too much, he's quite mysterious and everything, but this isn't Yoda, this is a newer character. Yoda, I quite like the mysteriousness of that character, and we should keep that as best we can. But with this character, I don't mind finding out a little bit more. And this all worked fine for me. I really enjoyed the information we got from this character, a little bit more backstory, and hopefully it's going to be pushing things forward quite well with him and Mando. He wants Ahsoka to train him, obviously, and she's reluctant. She says she senses great fear in him, so it kind of pushes towards the Anakin side of things, because she does mention him kind of sort of, she basically says, look, I've seen the best of them go to the dark side, which is obviously talking about Anakin, and the fact that he's got fear and he's got a genuine connection to Mando, so there's a loss there if Mando dies. It's basically she's afraid that he'll go the way that Anakin has gone, so she doesn't want to train him, so they have to come together with some sort of deal. I do like the little training montage we do get, this little thing with the rock and everything and the little gear stick and that, and using Mando because he's got a connection with him and he doesn't really want to do it with Ahsoka. That whole thing gave me Dagobah vibes, and I really liked that. It wasn't obviously as long, but I still really enjoyed that little moment of trying to see what he can do, and he'll only do it when he's with Mando, like he use the Force, and I like that because it's an unbreakable connection, and this is the focal point of the entire Mandalorian seasons. Is those two together, the connection they've got together. You can't just break that up. Even in this episode where you think to yourself, maybe he's going to give the child up in this episode to Ahsoka and then the rest of the time he's off on his own, it wouldn't work. The dynamic for these two is what drives these episodes. The deal is, help me take down the magistrate in that entire town and liberate the town, and I'll take the baby and train him. And it is really, really fun. This was such great Star Wars stuff. It was so great to see lightsabers in action and Ahsoka just taking down all these guys. It reminded me a little bit of like Batman and everything, like Dark Knight stuff, where he's just taking them out in the darkness and picking them off one by one. She was doing that with her lightsabers through this town. Awesome. And then Mando gets involved as well. There's a bit more shooting out and everything. Then it gets into the fight with her and the magistrate with the steel and the lightsabers. Great fight. And then Mando and that other dude who was in Terminator just having a standoff, listening to them in the background to decide who's winning. And then at the last moment when you realise that Ahsoka's won it and everything, pretty much beaten it, he basically just shoots the guy down because he tries to get one off on him. It's kind of like a hand shot first kind of moment. And then we get this kind of little moment. This moment I just didn't see coming at all. When she's got the magistrate pinned down with her lightsaber, she says, "Where's your leader?" I assumed it was Gideon or a new character or something like that. And then she says, "Where is Grand Admiral Thrawn?" And I was like, oh my god. Biggest smile on my face, like they're connecting it to Rebels. She's still on the hunt for Ezra because the last time we see Thrawn, Ezra's taking him away to, to deal with him elsewhere. And as far as we know, they're both still alive, but we assume that obviously they both are. And that was just didn't expect that name drop to be hitting, and it was perfect. Obviously, I don't know whether we're going to see Thrawn in this season. We may see him in a future season. It may be a case of they're looking to potentially do an Ahsoka kind of spin-off series to kind of connect it up with Rebels a little bit more, and we'll see him then. But it seems safe to say that we're going to see Thrawn in live action at some point down the line. I don't know where, but it will happen by the looks of it. Because normally, whenever they tease something, it ends up happening. We've had plenty of teasers, and they've all been ticked off so far. Now, I have no idea who's going to be playing Thrawn, but I was watching a couple of reviews, and one of the ones I watched was Jeremy Johns. You obviously know who that is. You must know who that is. One of the best reviewers on YouTube. And his idea... And I literally, as soon as he said it, I thought, I can't get this out of my head. And I don't want anyone else playing this character now because I literally can't picture anyone else playing this so awesomely. And that's Benedict Cumberbatch. I mean, oh my god, just think of him playing Grand Admiral Thrawn. Just that kind of, oh my god, I'm so excited to the prospect of it potentially happening. I don't know whether it will, but Star Wars, and like Disney and all that kind of stuff, they have delivered on quite a lot of stuff. And doing things really well and giving the fans what they want. And, if they've got enough money, they can just chuck enough at Benedict and say, be Thrawn. And Benedict is a sucker for a character. He loves a character. And if he can play something like that, and something like Khan in the Star Trek reboots, playing that and using that in the kind of Thrawn character, oh my god, it would be amazing. Just think of it. So it ends with the town liberated, new chief, Ahsoka stays behind. Mando goes to the ship to pick up the Grogu and give him to Ahsoka. This is it, and it looks like it's going to be goodbye. They kind of have this little emotional kind of little moment. It's oh god, this is going to happen. Then she says, look, I can't train him. I can't do this. It's not for me. Go to this other planet. It works with the episodic kind of way that this season happens, or these seasons happen. Go to Tython, put him on the pedestal of an ancient Jedi temple, and he'll kind of send out kind of shockwaves of like Jedi force powers if he's powerful enough, and if there's other Jedi out there that are more suited to the job, they will find him. And that's really interesting. Again, we can go off on another adventure with the two. We don't have them split up, which is great. We got our moment with Ahsoka, and hopefully we'll see more of her in the future. But it also gives us some more questions of what is going to happen when that happens. Who is the Jedi that is going to potentially pick up on Grogu's kind of force sensibility? There's three options here. One of them is Ezra. Potentially that kind of builds in and everything, but I'm not too sure whether Ezra is powerful enough or anything like that to kind of be the one that trains Grogu. I'm not too sure about that. The other one is Mace Windu. There's been a lot of rumours going around at the moment that they're potentially talking to Samuel L. Jackson about doing a Mace Windu spin-off, that he survived the Anakin and Emperor attack in Revenge of the Sith, and that he's still alive out there somewhere. I'd be right with it as long as it works. You know what I mean? It's as long as it works, and I'm pretty sure that it will. But we don't know for sure that that's going to happen. The third one is probably the most obvious, is Luke. And I don't know how they're going to work this, because obviously Mark Hamill's obviously a lot older and everything. This is only about 5 or 6 years after Return of the Jedi, so he wouldn't be that kind of looking at the moment. He's building up the Jedi again, which, you know, there's no reason why he couldn't take on Grogu as part of that kind of building up the Jedi and training and everything. If they do decide to go down that route, and again, as I've said, they do tend to deliver on a lot of stuff, and most of the time they do give you a lot of what you want. What if, and I mean what if, they actually decide to go down the route that we've been all clamouring for the last few years and get Sebastian Stan to be a young Luke Skywalker, and he's the one at the very end of this season, or maybe the next season, I don't know how they're going to work it, that he pops up and we get Luke Skywalker all over again with Sebastian Stan, and eventually that's maybe how Grogu goes off. That's when we end all of these seasons of Mandalorian. He finishes off with Luke at the temple, obviously before Kylo Ren goes and destroys everything. I don't know, but imagine it. Just that would be amazing. Just to actually get what we want with Sebastian Stan as a young Luke Skywalker. And even that can be going with like spin-offs and everything. There's so many possibilities here. Overall, guys, this was the best episode of the season so far, and one of the best episodes that Mandalorian has put out so far as well. It was a real big pick-me-up for me. Made me feel so much better than I've been feeling the last week or two. And it just delivered on everything it needed to deliver. Ahsoka was Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. She was perfect. The whole Jedi thing, the liberation, seeing lightsabers again was awesome. There's so many things that can possibly happen with Grand Admiral Thrawn potentially seeing Luke or Ezra or Windu or anything like that. All these possibilities open up more questions and more speculation and theories, which we all love to kind of do. It just did everything it needed to do. It was absolutely perfect. More kind of stuff with Baby Yoda, he's now called Grogu. That was all great. I loved that kind of backstory. Everything about this was perfect. Even down to like furthering the kind of connection between Mando and Grogu. This connection they have, this father-son thing that is unbreakable. It just furthered so much more of them, and I'm so looking forward to more episodes. This was one of the best that they've absolutely delivered on, and I cannot wait to see where all these little threads go to. So that's what I thought of episode 5 of season 2 of The Mandalorian. What did you think about it? Let me know down in the comments. Make sure you subscribe and ring the bell. If you want to find me on social media, any of these, all links are in the description, and I'll see you soon.